Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 Wii Ware review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Swords and Soldiers, which if you've never played it before, I don't really know what it is, but I'm pretty sure the guys who made it are calling it a side-scrolling strategy game. So anyway, at the start you basically create a profile. You can choose your colour and that and name, or you can just go onto the profile. Options is boring, bog standard stuff. You can change the game's speed, which to be fair I'm going to put it on fast because the game can be a bit boring to watch in slow. You've then got single player. I will show off some of the multiplayer. I'll have to connect another Wii remote up first, but I will show some of it off. You've then got Campion, Skirmish, challenges and achievements. Obviously you can view your achievements. There's all sorts of them, as you can see, absolutely tons of them, so there's definitely plenty to do. Where the kangaroos is, it sounds like quite a funny one. Challenges, I'll mention them in a bit. Skirmish is just basically, it's kind of like free play, I suppose, if you've never experienced skirmish modes before. There's 3 campaigns to choose from, and you can actually go on any one of them at any point, but for some unknown reason, only the first one's lit up, and I think it's because they want to advertise that you're supposed to do the Vikings first. So I'll just go on the first boring bog standard level, simply because it's the training mission and I can explain it slowly. You get the story, which you can just pretty much skip past by bashing the button, and then obviously you get that dodgy thing, which is obviously an homage to Batman, because it was the spinny symbol on that to the cheesy music. Basically, the whole point is, you've got to defeat, like, units of that. You've got to defend your castle whilst defeating the opponents at their castle and that. So it brings up what you've got to do. Your goal for this one's just to defeat 8 units. And basically you've got like a base over there. You've got these are your gold mines where you have to build these. Well, for the Vikings over here, it's women who go down and work in the mines and get gold. And that's pretty much it for the basics of gold mining, really. You've then got your base here, which, as I say, that's just your base. There's loads of units available, but not at the start. Obviously, you don't even have anything at the very start. You've got to wait until you've built 3 gold wenches, and then he lets you finally build a unit. So there we go. Got the option to go into the things to upgrade. So you have to choose what you want to do. That then takes a little while to, well, I suppose, train people, and then you can actually build them, and they'll just run off and hopefully go and kill, but most likely go and get their ass kicked. Or instead it could just be a stalemate like that. So it's one of them things that you have to basically keep building units and you'll keep fighting them. It's a little hard when the bloody level's full of fog like and you can't see a damn thing. But just keep building units, keep killing them and that. So pretty much nothing else left to see for the bog standards of fighting. I'm just going to cut into one of the other campaigns now just to show something off. So this is basically one of the Aztec Missions. The whole point is you've got shamans and that, and they're killing people, and you can use spells, because there's all sorts of different units you can get. Obviously you saw the Axemen, you can get catapults and that, you can get necromancers and even ninja monkeys. And then there's all sorts of spells you can get. This spell here is just basically the poison bomb, it poisons the enemies. You can get things like lightning, arrow rain, which I suppose is really more like just a volley of arrows. But anyway, you pretty much see how the shamans and all that work, and necromancers and stuff, so I'm just going to cut into the final campaign, the Chinese one. Right then, so here we go. I've actually got that arrow rain type thing, so there you go. As you can see, it is just a volley. That was on fire, which is pretty cool. There's not really much left to mention about the game, really, other than one of them that if you love the game, then you're probably going to play through at the end. If you're not too fussed, then it's the type of game where I imagine it'll get so repetitive for you that you'll never want to see it again. But I do personally think it is a fun game. I think it's well worth 1,000 points. That is until it most likely gets ported to the App Store, which is what seems to be happening with WiiWare games now, and it'll be reduced for half the price for extra features. So by that point I'll probably be slagging it off. But not really much left to say other than what the challenges are. Basically you've got, oh, and I've just noticed he's using the healing spell. I'll just mention what that is in case you think it's divine light from God type thing. It's actually the healing spell. Basically the challenges, you've got survival mode, which is quite obviously just survival. You've then got boulder mode, which basically you have to crush as many enemies as you can with the boulders. And then you've got berserker run, which basically you've got a berserker and you've got to use spells and that to like see how far you can get him across the stage before he dies type thing. So pretty bog standard challenges really, and they're not exactly anything too wow worthy, but they're the type of thing that you're going to find some fun with hopefully. To be fair, there are a couple of things I've got left to mention. One, I haven't obviously shown off the multiplayer, and then I haven't let you listen to any music, and I might as well just say the graphics now. Graphically, it's a very cartoony looking game, but I think it looks pretty good for a 2D game. But then again, I do like 2D games. So multiplayer, you get a choice obviously of, of your factions and that. You can both be the same one, so you don't have to worry about that. You've then got a choice of what size stages you want, and as you can see, there's 3 of each type. Options, just basically you can like change starting gold and mana and that. So for the hell of it, I'm just going to put everything up full, just pretty much so we can hopefully show you off a decent, decent match really. So, right then, here we go. Let's see what type of thing we can build right from the start. Right, I'll start upgrading the cage trap. You can just, this is basically how the multiplayer is obviously going to go. The whole point is to see who can defeat the other person's castle first. It's split screen, I'm at the top, my brother's at the bottom. You can't actually move the pointer off your screen, so you don't have to worry. There's absolutely no way you can foul play other than obviously if you hit him like that and shake him about a bit. So just a bit of that going on there in case you couldn't see, because obviously the camera's not pointing at us. But yeah, the multiplayer's the type of thing that probably will save the game. I know there'll be a load of complaints saying, oh, but it's not online. Well, who needs online? You get a mate, you get a brother, you get your sister, something. You sit next to them, you tack the mick out them all the time, and you beat the crap out of them on screen and off screen. You don't need online for games like this. Ow! Bag it in. Didn't literally mean you could beat us up, not while I'm reviewing. So there we go then, that was a little bit of music while we saw my glorious victory. Some people were too busy trying to hit me to build units. But yeah, pretty much nothing else left to say. I personally think it's a fun game, as I say, well worth 1,000 points. If you've got a mate to play the game with, then it's going to last you a while, because I think the multiplayer is possibly the most fun part of it. I much prefer it over the single player, to be fair, but the single player is there, and obviously you've got the free campaigns to get you going through, so there's plenty to do. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the Wii Ware, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.